Testing, 1, 2, 3, here we go. It's your boy Johnny, Mr. Ratchet himself with Ratchet and Clinks Incorporated. And we got another vehicle for y'all. It's a 2007 Chrysler 300 with a 3.5. We're gonna do a tune-up. The tools I'm gonna use is a flathead screwdriver, a pair of pliers. It's gonna be like a J prong clip or like pick. J pick, I call it a J pick. Then we're gonna get a socket, what's it called? A socket extension. It's a swivel socket extension for spark plug pullers, because I'm doing a tune-up to remove the spark plugs. I got me 2 extensions. This one's probably like a 10-inch extension. Yeah, but it's a 3/8, and I got me like a 2-inch 3/8 extension for leverage or just, you know what I'm saying, for convenience. Then I got me a swivel head 3/8 and a 3/8 ratchet. Both of them are 3/8 ratchets, and that's it. Oh, most importantly, a 10. Like the gem and jewels of mechanic world, a 10. All right, so this is the engine bay of the 2007 Chrysler 300. It's got the 3.5 V6 as you can see, and we're gonna start disassembling the engine air intake box here. This right here, all the way back to where the throttle body is, and then we're gonna take off this air intake housing or manifold, intake manifold. There we go, air intake manifold. We're gonna take both of those off so we can get to those rear plugs. It's 1, 2, 3 plugs over there, just as it's 1, 2, 3 plugs right there. I'm able to get to these first 2 plugs, but that third plug in the back, way back tucked up under there, is difficult. So we're gonna go ahead. If you don't have a flathead screwdriver, you can also use a 7. More likely this is going to be an 8mm wrench or socket. And you're going to need a 3/4 or a 1/4 ratchet. I'm not sure if they have a 3/8 socket set for a 8mm. But yeah. I also use this flathead to kind of leverage me from snapping my what's it called, electrical harness connectors, and helps me kind of like move the safety clips out the way and pull them off from the motor and such. And with this, just want to twist, break that seal, do the same here, pull back. I'm just gonna do the same that you did up to the front. Switch so it comes up. Send it to the side, out the way where you don't step on it. Right here on the side, just got this little vacuum hose, twist, pull it off, wing it off to the side. Then you got a 10mm bolt here, and at the bottom it's got some press fittings, so you can just unsnap them out their position once you loosen it up. So here's my 10, 3/8 ratchet. Right out, sit to the side. Out the way. You don't want to be able to, or you want it out the way where you're not tripping over it. Okay, so now I got the air filter box and the air hose, that little funnel thing that I was telling you. Okay, so look, I looked it up. This is your air filter box, air filter housing box or whatever. This is going to be an air duct or a duct hose. You feel what I'm saying? That goes for the air filter housing to your throttle body. Now, with that being said, once that's detached, now we're finna work on this little air the intake housing. Alright, with all those bolts. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start detaching these the wiring harness from these different sensors. This is where that J pick or little pick comes in at. Same thing with the flathead, you just put it in between the safety clip. Should help you pull the safety clip out without damaging it. Sometimes you can find a tab on the back end or the inside of these connectors, and you can put a flathead screwdriver and help like that lever, you know what I'm saying, pick up off that safety connector, and it should release itself. Next thing is to detach the intake housing brackets. Around the intake it has support brackets, so I'm gonna just locate the brackets. Alright, we got two brackets that support the area, the intake. One right here. One right here. And you got two bolts, them two top bolts. You want to take those all the way off. At the bottom, there's two more bolts. They're 10mm bolts. You can use a 10mm wrench, or if you have a 1/4 ratchet and socket, get to it. Go ahead and loosen up the bottom ones because you just need them to back off away from the intake so that you can remove the intake from the top end of the motor. Then you want to follow up on the other side, the right side, and on the throttle body you have 2 bolts that hold on to this bracket on the throttle body, and one more behind the intake. That's the exhaust vacuum manifold. You want to go ahead and detach that as well, and then you should be able to go ahead and remove the whole intake. So with no further ado, I'm gonna get to it. Got my 10mm. Just go ahead and loosen it up. You want to be careful when removing it so you catch that nut that goes on the bolt. Alright, and for the bottom mounting bolt that holds that bracket on, or that little, that bracket on, you're going to use a size 15 wrench or socket, and just loosen them up just enough so that you can back off that bracket from the intake housing, or that intake connection. Alright, that's one. Alright, and for the bottom mounting bolt that holds that bracket on, or that little, that bracket on, you're going to use a size 15 wrench or socket, and just loosen them up just enough so that you can back off that bracket from the intake housing or that intake connection. Alright, that's one. Cool. We on to this side. Here we go. Yeah, it's gonna be a 10 millimeter. So we can go ahead and knock out this bracket that sits on top of this throttle body on the right hand side. Excuse me, I got a burp. Alright. Yeah. Go ahead and knock this out. Got the other two done. Those are backed up off the intake. And for the most part, should be smooth sailing from here. Alright, so remove the tools out the way. As you can see, got some slack and some play inside my intake. Got some air hoses off to the side. We just want to go ahead and break those loose and detach those because they're not going to be coming with us when removing your intake. You can use some pliers, you can use your little vice grips. Just go ahead and pinch the hose, twist it, break the seal, and then you want to bag it off from the intake. Just so that you keep the same hose, you don't damage the hose. If they're brittle, you can reuse them, and you don't have to waste money that you don't have, or yeah, you don't have to spend money that you don't have. There you go. All right. Then you got a transmission. So over here on my throttle body, the lower end of this bracket that holds on to the throttle body has a 15 millimeter bolt that needs to be loosened up. So we're gonna go ahead and reach down there and loosen it up. So this is how I got some more slack to it from that intake. Again, if you can get in with the ratchet, go ahead. That'd be the best thing to do so you don't damage your pins or strip the bolt. You strip the bolt, it's gonna be a nightmare trying to take it off or trying to put it back on. It's actually got two bolts, so you got one towards the front end of the throttle body and one towards the back end of it. But lower, under it by the head It's bolted up to the head side of it, or right above the header. So if you are doing this repair, hopefully the vehicle is cooled down before jumping right to it, because things can be very hot when it comes to a vehicle. Alright, there we go. Getting them loose. Alright, there's no slack. There we go. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and just focus on removing this intake. So it's still somewhere. Oh, on my throttle body. I got one connector on my throttle body. Need to get it disconnected. Here's the intake. This is the intake gasket I'm going to be replacing, and that'll be it. Yeah. I want to set this to the side out the way. Alright, now I'm here with it. Got the intake off. Well, first got the air filter box, got the duct hose off, got the air intake housing off, and now we're down to our spark plugs. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're gonna go ahead, or I'm gonna go ahead and leave them connected. Usually these will get brittle and they'll break connections. So if I can just hit my mounting bolts on my coil packs and remove them, all still connected to the wiring harness, that'll be perfect. And I'm gonna do such. I got all the coil packs loosened up. Like all the mounting screws. Keep up with all your screws and nuts, so you're not losing them, dropping them in the intake. You drop anything in here, that's very dangerous, liable for ruining the motor. Further ado, we're gonna go ahead and twist these, break the seal that it may have against the spark plug or the cylinder housing of the coil, or the spark plug housing, and just gonna pull them out. And you should feel them break loose. Otherwise, it's kind of difficult to just pull them up. Break it loose, pulls right up. No problem, no hassle. Thank you for watching part 1. The link is in the description for part 2. Thank you for watching my video. If you can please like, comment, and subscribe. Stay posted for more videos and share to any family or friends that need any other assistance.